everyone, in today's video, and so if you remember in the last video I showed you I was going to be posting this plane. Okay, so in this video, this is the plane I'm going to be posting. It's also going to the foldable flight contest. So this plane is called F-801 Hunter. As you can see, it has 4 canards, a cockpit. It has 2 fins, 2 splits in the 2 splits in the wings. So it's like my favorite plane. This is my favorite plane that I've ever made. If I could just wipe out every single plane I could, every single plane that I have designed, in order to keep this plane, I definitely would. So here's how it flies. So here's another flight test, and then I will teach you how to fold it. Oh yeah, let me just do one more time. And the last one. See, sometimes it can fly a little bit better, but sometimes if like the plane is too old, not really too old, it would still work fine. Let me just have like another flight test until I get the flight I want. So, yep, that was an amazing one. So see, it doesn't have to fly the way it did before. But just problem is with this plane that sometimes it spins. And usually it doesn't. Okay, so sorry that I had so many flight tests. I just wanted to show you guys that the plane can fly without spinning. So to make this plane, you're gonna need a couple of materials. So you're gonna need like anything that you can use to flatten out the paper, because this is a very thick plane. You will need a ruler, and you can use scissors if you want. I'll explain what you can use the scissors for a bit later. So right now, yeah, you're gonna need 8.5 by 11 inch sheet of paper, of course. Okay, so first thing to do, you're gonna fold the short edge to short edge. Okay, and now that we have this ruler, okay, now you're gonna take your ruler and you will measure. You're gonna flip to centimeters, and you're gonna measure 8 centimeters from the measure 8 millimeters from the top of the paper. So I mark 5, 6, 7, 8. My mark is right there. So as you can see, I have 8 centimeters right here. I'm gonna fold down on that mark. I'm gonna fold down 8 centimeters. Let me just check to see if I have 8 centimeters. One more time, just double checking. Yeah, that's, looks like a bit too small. I'm just gonna make it bigger. Okay, and that's good. Okay, so this is a very thin fold, so it's very easy to curve it. So you're gonna need to make it as straight as possible. Make it parallel to the, you want to make it perfectly horizontal. What I like to do is, there's a really big chance that it curved, so I like to fold it in half. And as you can see there's just that tiny difference right here. The paper doesn't go all the way up. So the paper doesn't match exactly perfectly, so I'm just gonna fix that. And now that we got that fold, we're gonna fold the top edge to this edge. Also, just saying, be very careful. Make sure that you have something to flatten out the layers, because this plane is gonna rip for sure. If you don't, it might even rip if you do. You could tape up that rip, and fortunately, it's not that big of a rip. So fortunately, it's not so big of a rip. So, okay, so now we're gonna fold this point to right here. Okay, like this. And we're going to fold this top edge. Let's first fold it in half. See, for some reason when I fold it in half at this point, it always bubbles, no matter what. So I'm gonna flatten it out like this. I also really like this plane because it's not even, anyone with a basic understanding of origami can fold it. So yeah. So I'm gonna fold this top edge to here, this edge. But actually, instead of doing that, I sometimes like to fold this edge to the bottom edge. I just like doing that because in case you got the measurement wrong, you can just do this, because the point, you can fold it like this way. So the point of folding down 8 centimeters is so that we can basically get it correctly. So get it to go straight to this point instead of having a little bit extra paper. Yeah, it always bubbles. Pretty hard time with this. So I do the same thing on the other side. Okay, and now we're gonna fold this point to the top. Then we're gonna fold it back down to the edge we just made. Now we're gonna keep this fold and unfold this edge, and then pop that out and pull this crease to this crease. Now I'm gonna unfold these. Here. Flatten this out, unfold this. And now what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna fold this edge to here, but I'm only creasing until, so as you can see, we have these 3 creases. I'm only creasing until the middle crease. and do the same thing on the other side. Fold this edge to the center, only crease till that middle crease over there. Oops, I just creased to the, I accidentally creased to the third crease, so I'm just going to do that to the other side. So now, you can see you want to look for the intersection between the crease you just made and the middle crease. And fold from that point to where this edge intersects with the bottom crease right here. So as you can see, we folded this edge to this edge, only folding to the middle crease, and we folded from where the middle crease intersects this diagonal crease, we're folding from there to where the bottom crease intersects this edge. The same thing on the other side, so fold from that point to that point. And now, I'm gonna fold on this crease. Now we're gonna fold, you can see we have these 4 creases. Gonna fold the 4 diagonal creases. Oh, and another one. We're gonna, actually no, we don't need to do that. We're gonna, so right now we're gonna make 2 new creases. We're gonna push on both of these creases and land at this point on the center. And as we do that, we're gonna flatten it out. And we're gonna make 2 new creases right here and right here. So like this. And now we're gonna fold back along the hinges, along these hinges over here. And turn that into a rabbit ear. It's gonna come in handy soon. Let's just fold this to the left, fold it to the right, and let's just unfold that for now. Open this up, fold this edge to this diagonal crease. So this is probably going to be a longer video than for the F-800. But still, really, it's not like, I like this plane because it's a mix of hard, and it doesn't go all the way into like a plane that takes like an hour to fold. So fold this edge to that crease on the other side. And now, we're gonna kind of want to make a rabbit ear here. That rhymes. Fold on these 2 creases. Fold it, flip this to the left. And then, so yeah, flip this to the right. No, let's first flip that to the left. Fold this edge to the center. Yeah, so I'm going to flatten this out too because it's, as I said before, it's going to get pretty thick. And you want to make sure you get it as accurate as possible, this crease. Make sure that this layer doesn't move forward. I want it to stay. Flip that to there. And fold this edge to the center. And now we're gonna flip it. We did that. We're gonna flip it over. Open up these 2 flaps and fold this edge to this edge. Okay, and now leave that folded. Just fold this entire flap to the left. Fold this edge to this edge. But be very careful so that the layers don't move. Hold that down, fold this edge to this edge. And as you could probably already tell, this right here is going to become our fin. Do the same thing on the other side. Hold this edge to this edge. Okay, good. And now that we have this, unfold this crease, unfold this crease. We're going to go all the way back out. Unfold everything. Fold these two. Unfold even the rabbit ear. Fold on these two creases. Fold on this horizontal crease. Hold up, why? Oh no, it goes this way actually. Fold on those. And finally, fold on these diagonal creases. So like this and like this. And now what we're gonna do is, see, so you wanna check for the intersection between, see, so we have the beginning of the cockpit right here, but under that we have the intersection of these 2 points in the center, and we're just gonna tack it right here at this point. Tack it right there and fold, land it on the center crease, and we're only creasing from, you see that we have these layers on top, so we're folding from those folding from that point to that point. And unfold that, so it's kind of like a long pinch crease, then flip it over. No, actually, fold this in half, but as you're folding in half, so as you're folding in half, you want to pull this layer apart, and then just lay it, so look, as you're folding, instead of just folding in half, now open up this layer and fold it in half. And now you can see we have these 3 diagonal creases, and we're folding on those. So we're doing this one, folding on this crease, this middle crease right here, folding on that, and do not fold on the other creases yet. First, you're gonna open this flap up inside, and then, so after you get this flap out of the way, then you could fold on the other creases. See, I'm gonna need to flatten it out again. So I got a little thing right here. Fold right on there. Now, fold this to the left. Refold on that flap. Okay, and now we're gonna work on the other side. Okay, fold it like this. Fold on this middle crease. Flip this to the right. Open up this tab right here. Flip it back to the left. Fold on this crease. Flip it back to the right. And fold in on this tab. And as of this, right now, we really don't have that much. Actually, we do still have quite a bit left to go. Fold this in half, and remember, now is the point where it's going to start to rip. So you want to flatten it out as much as possible. It should rip at the nose. And it might even rip still if you flatten it out, but it's not it's not so bad, and it's not gonna completely ruin the flight. It's actually not really gonna hurt the flight at all. If you want, you could use tape. You don't really have to. So now we're gonna try to fold. So I want you to notice 2 points here. We have the point where this layer intersects this edge, and we have this top point. But as you can see right here, it's gonna catch before you can even get to the top point. It should catch because of the 8 centimeter fold that we made. And you wanna fold from where that catches. Try to pull it back, try to pull it forward as far as you can, but if it's gonna catch and it's gonna be pretty thick, then you just wanna leave it and fold until this layer this edge intersects this edge. Okay, and now use your bone folder or any other flattening tool that you have to flatten this out. And now we're trying to begin a squash fold on here, but actually we're not even squashing it, we're just opening that up so we can take this layer, and I'm just gonna show you, I'm just gonna do it, and then I'm gonna show you how I make my fold. So basically, you see, we have where this edge enters, and this edge goes to this edge. So right here, can't fold past that, and we want the fold to start at this corner, and this edge is going to hit this point right here. And then with this other canard, you're gonna first let's flatten it out a bit more. And now we're gonna fold along this edge that we made just now. And if it does not fold along there, you wanna make sure the canard should be a little bit bigger than this. You can actually make it however you want, the canard, but I suggest that I suggest that you don't make the canard look too much like this, and I think that you should make it more diamond shaped. Okay, now fold this in half, like this. Now, whenever you fold it in half, it's just gonna rip more, but you don't really have to worry about that too much. There's really nothing you can do about it. Actually, unfold both of these so we can fold this side to match. So yeah, you're gonna wanna fold that down, those two down to match. And this canard, it's not gonna go past this edge, so you're not gonna be able to fold that to match, but just make sure it goes into that intersection that I showed you before. Fold this canard up, and fold this canard to match. And it's at this point that you're gonna, if you have scissors with you, you're gonna want to use them only if you want to. So if you want, you can cut off. I think it looks cooler this way. You can cut off. See, there's this edge, and just goes to here. This layer. You can cut off this extra layer. Cut off that extra layer if you want. Just cut this portion off. Yeah, we're gonna cut this layer. As you can see, right now I've only got safety scissors, so it's not really so good at cutting. Yep, safety scissors, pretty bad at cutting. Okay, I'm just gonna leave it like that, because it's gonna get hidden by this edge anyway. And now here comes a bit of a tricky part. So we made these two folds with the bigger canard. Oh no, I didn't make it on this side yet, so I'm just gonna go ahead and do that now. So now it's not so tricky, or basically it's kind of tricky though. Let's see. So first we want to flatten. See, we made this canard, the big canard right here. So we want to flatten these creases out first. Flatten both of those creases out. Now we're gonna unfold the bigger canards. To do that, you're also gonna have to unfold those smaller canards. And now you want to go into a squash fold, but only because we want to reverse. Okay, so you can see right here, this is a valley fold, and this is a mountain fold on this side. On this side, it's good. On this side, it's not. We want this side, on this side, to become a mountain fold, and this to become a valley, to match it on this side. So we're opening that layer up and just reversing those creases. See, I'm opening that layer up, reversing both creases. Also, the creases might be a little hard to see, so that's why I suggest that you flatten them out so they're a bit easier to see. The creases are sharper. So basically what we've done is we've inside reversed, and then we've inside reversed it again. So we just inside reverse and then pull it back out to make the canard. So should look like this. And now what you're gonna do is, now that we have that step done, flip this out. So you want to flip this entire wing area outwards, so that we can now do the next couple of steps, and the next couple of steps are that we're gonna make a crease. So you see we have this edge right here. Make a crease that follows that edge. So you can just fold forward until you see the edge, and then fold it all the way back here, and fold it into this pocket. And now pull it all the way to right this point where this layer intersects this edge intersects that edge. Inside reverse this. So yeah, we're gonna reverse. So now that we've inside reversed, we're gonna fold this layer back in. Oh wait, actually, unfold that for a second because unfortunately I forgot to tell you that first we have to fold the wings out. So we made a crease a long time ago. A long time ago in this process. It started, if you can remember, we made the crease along these points. And I need you to find that crease. Could be a little hard. You might even need to refold on those 2 points. I've got my crease in place. I'm going to fold from that pinch crease to this corner. Not this corner, this one. I know I said it wouldn't be hard, but it's pretty hard, but it's mostly long. Yeah, it's mostly a long process. Do the same thing on the other side with the folding. Actually fold it in half and fold the other wing to match. I'm really sorry I didn't tell you to do this step before, but it's okay. It's not going to ruin anything. And then you have to just flatten this out. And now, so see, we folded, you see we have this layer, we folded it together with that layer. We're actually gonna not fold it together with that layer. And now we're gonna flip it back. And then just refold on that swivel fold. Then flip it back. So I'm really sorry I didn't tell you to do that step before, but it's okay. It's not going to do anything to the plan. Okay, now I'm gonna cut this part off too. This one I've done it better. Okay, now we're gonna inside reverse this one too. So we're on this side, making this crease a mountain and this one a valley. So we're just opening that up, pushing everything in, and then pulling the canard back out. So I'm sorry, I told you it wasn't that hard, but it's mostly long. It's very long. I've already been recording for like 34 minutes. And now we're gonna, so you see, we folded together with this layer. Now we're gonna open up that layer and fold the wing back out. Flip this over, flip this behind. And then just fold along this edge right here. It's giving me a really hard time. Fold to this point where it's gonna catch. Now flip that down and tuck it back in. So it might be hard. This plane might be very hard for beginners, but for anyone who's actually just at least good enough to who's good enough at origami to know to know how to do the folds properly, then you should be able to make it do this plane. I know it's very hard now that I realized it, but it's mostly long. Okay, and now it is finally time. Oh no, not yet. Just have to fix this. Now it is finally time for the jet fold. So, as you can see, we have these two wing creases. And now for the jet fold, basically what we're gonna do is you wanna unfold those wing creases and just fold on this crease so we can make a crease on this layer. So on that layer, we wanna make a crease. And now we kind of want to push this bottom section inward. So, yeah, we're trying to fold along these wings. Fold like this. Just fix those canards, I'm sorry. And now we're going to take our whatever you're using to flatten your paper, and fold. So as you can see, we have this small bit of layer. We have this small layer right here. Gonna fold from where this edge intersects that layer to right here to this corner. So as far as it'll go. And then you're gonna flatten out this portion. It didn't go all the way, so I'm just... And you're gonna take your ruler again. And you're gonna place this edge of your ruler by this edge, this crease that we made our fin with. So you're aligning it with the edge. And now we're gonna fold our winglet by the way we're gonna do that. The way we're gonna make that winglet parallel is we're gonna fold. So we're placing the edge of the ruler by this bottom portion of the crease of the fin, and then just gonna make the winglet by folding along this edge of the ruler. And that should give you a perfectly parallel winglet. Now let's do the same thing on the other side. You do not need your ruler anymore. And now we're gonna fold this fin to match. This is a little portion that comes up right here. Now that we've done our winglet with the ruler, we don't need our ruler again. And we could just buck match it. Buck match the fin. And also flatten this part out, especially this front part of the fin. And now we're gonna open that up and fold this edge into the plane. No, actually, before you do that, let's first fold everything up. So let's work on the cockpit a little bit here. So you're gonna fold along these hinges there's still a couple more steps to go. Fold along those hinges, and now you see we have this layer. We're trying to pull it out from under the plane, and you want to make sure your plane is like this, and you see we have this edge here, we want it to stand upright. No, we don't want to stand it upright. I'm sorry, but we want, just leave it like that actually. But you're gonna pull this layer out from under here, and just flatten it out like this. This helps shrink down the pocket of drag that's caused by this layer being there, and the air can get in there. That rhymes. And now we're gonna fold this edge to this edge. So we're making the cockpit. Let's fold that, and now open this up and outside reverse. So an outside reverse, so like a jet fold. And now we have our cockpit right there. It's the same thing on the other side, which is fold. So we're pulling that out from under there like that, and also you're gonna want to fold back from this point to that point. How long has it been? 42 minutes. Wow. I really am such a slow folder. So yeah, I need to work on that. So we're gonna fold this winglet up. This canard up, I mean. Fold these two canards up. Damn, this is getting out of hand with these canards. They're not even. I did it pretty well last time. And now we're gonna fold the wings up. But when you fold, I'm gonna fold one wing up. Also, make sure that you're not also folding the fuselage up with your wings. When you fold one of your wings up, you're gonna take what you're using to flatten the paper. Just gonna flatten that wing crease really well. Because if you do not, the wings do have a tendency to just slant back down. But flattening the wing, and it's going to be pretty hard to give your plane dihedral angle, but flattening your wing creases will help with that. Now we're going to fold this edge up into the plane. So we're just going to tuck that in there. Fold the other wing up. It's getting pretty messy here. Sorry. Fold the other wing up. And flatten that out too. And there you have it. We have a finished plane. Now all we need to do is set the wing angles. So the fins you could have, so the canards, you just really want them to stay straight. As you can see, my canards are very, very uneven. I guess maybe I can do better than this. This is because I'm recording. Maybe I'm all stressed out by it. Yeah, so my canards are extremely uneven. I've done I've made better versions of this plane before. So you just want your canards to be flat out. You want your fins. Oh yeah, the fins. So the fins probably won't stay straight up, go straight up, and that's fine, but you want to at least try to make it straight. The winglets should be standing upright, and you want to add just some up elevator. And after all of that, there you have it. That is a finished F-801 Hunter. So if you got through that, well done. And I'll see you in the next video. Next video is also going to be a fighter jet. I don't have any models on me right now. Next one is going to be a pretty good fighter jet. It's going to be made with A4 paper, so if you have that, maybe you might want to get it ready for the next video that I'm going to post. And so, bye. I hope you could fold this plane. I know it's pretty hard to fold it. I'm sorry for that, but if you are able to fold that, good job. I'll see you in the next video.